At the beginning of this story, we see a dangerous sorcerer named Leaser who had imprisoned a young woman. A prophecy had foretold that if Leaser made love to that girl on this very day, a powerful dragon would be born from her body and would rule the entire world. But just then, some warriors arrive and put an end to Leaser. Thus, the warriors save the girl's life. However, the girl says that the sorcerer will definitely return after 100 years. Now the story moves 100 years later, where we see a spoiled prince named Thaddeus, who had misbehaved with the queen of the dwarves and mocked her for her short height. Because of this, the king there had imprisoned him, but somehow he fools them and escapes. When the king learns of this, he scolds Thaddeus severely. But Thaddeus tells the king that he will continue to live a carefree life and has no interest in ruling the kingdom. Just then, the minister announces that the elder prince, Fabius, has returned after defeating the dangerous warlock Leaser's Cyclops army. Hearing this, Thaddeus feels a twinge of jealousy because he does not like Fabius at all. Prince Fabius proudly declares before the entire court that he has slain many of Leaser's Cyclops and has driven the sorcerer far away from the kingdom. Hearing this, everyone in the court begins to cheer his name loudly. Fabius then tells everyone that he also rescued a girl named Belladonna from Leaser's castle, with whom the sorcerer intended to conceive a magical child. That night during dinner, Fabius tells his father that he loves Belladonna and that they wish to marry. Hearing this, Thaddeus becomes even more jealous and starts plotting revenge deep within. The king, however, is delighted and agrees to their marriage, announcing that the wedding will take place the next day. When Thaddeus is standing alone, the minister approaches him and begins to praise Fabius's heroic deeds. Hearing all this, Thaddeus's jealousy grows stronger, and in anger he starts swinging his sword furiously. Suddenly, Fabius arrives and a sword fight breaks out between the two brothers. Soon Fabius calms him down, but Thaddeus angrily declares that he will become king now, and Fabius will have to serve under him. Hearing this, Fabius feels hurt and tells his brother Thaddeus that according to tradition, the elder son becomes king, and once he does, he will never harm him. Hearing this, Thaddeus's anger fades and the two brothers reconcile. When Fabius's commander Bourmont hears about all this, he begins to speak ill of Thaddeus, saying that he has the mind of a child. Thaddeus overhears their conversation and, furious, leaves the castle, abandoning the wedding. Meanwhile, Fabius and the king keep waiting for Thaddeus to arrive, but he doesn't show up. So the king announces that the wedding will begin without him. But just then, the furious sorcerer Leaser appears. He threatens the king, saying that he will mate with Belladonna, through which a dangerous and magical child will be born, making him the most powerful being of all. Leaser then summons 3 witches who wreak havoc everywhere. They freeze the soldiers one by one. Then Leaser tries to take Belladonna away, but Fabius attacks him with his sword. Yet Leaser remains unharmed. He freezes Fabius as well and flees with Belladonna. A little later, Thaddeus arrives and is shocked to see the destruction in the castle. The king tells him that Leaser had come and taken Belladonna away. Therefore, Fabius has already set out with his soldiers to fight the sorcerer, and Thaddeus should go with them. But Thaddeus refuses. The king warns him that if he does not join this mission, he will be banished from the kingdom. Reluctantly, Thaddeus joins the group, and they all set out toward Leaser's lair. Meanwhile, Leaser shows Belladonna 2 moons in the sky and tells her that on the night when those 2 moons become one, he will consummate with her, and she will give birth to his most powerful son. Hearing this, Belladonna becomes terrified. Elsewhere, the 2 brothers reach a powerful prophet. The prophet tells them that 5 nights from now, the 2 moons will align, and on that night Belladonna will mate with Leaser and give birth to a terrifying magical dragon. He further says that to kill the sorcerer, they will need a magical sword hidden deep inside a dangerous labyrinth. He gives the brothers a compass and tells them it will lead them to the labyrinth, but also warns that the labyrinth drives people insane. It's easy to enter but almost impossible to leave. Afterward, they all decide to rest in a forest. Just then, we see the minister, who has now secretly allied with Leaser and is feeding him information. Leaser orders him to kill Thaddeus and capture Fabius alive to bring him back. But Thaddeus's servant overhears the plan and tells both brothers everything. When Fabius confronts the minister and Bourmont attack them. In truth, most of the soldiers have already joined Lizar. In anger, Fabius and Thaddeus fight back, but since they are outnumbered, the three of them manage to escape. Fabius then tells his pet bird to deliver a message to the king about the soldiers' betrayal and ask for reinforcements. Then, using the compass, the three of them head toward the labyrinth. Along the way, they find a forest inhabited by many beautiful nymphs. The nymphs capture them and take them to their tribe. The tribal chief forces them to fight his fierce warriors, but Fabius kills one of them. This enrages the chief, who summons a strange creature from the ground to destroy them. Just then, a girl named Isabel arrives and kills the creature, saving them. Fabius thanks Isabel and asks her to join their mission, but she refuses, saying she is already on a dangerous mission of her own. That night, Thaddeus tells Isabel that he has fallen in love with her and wants to marry her, but Isabel refuses to marry him. To impress her, Thaddeus shows her his magical compass. Seeing it, Isabel secretly plans to steal it and escapes with it in the morning. When they wake up, Fabius asks Thaddeus about the compass, and when they realize Isabel has stolen it, they decide to continue toward the labyrinth without it. After walking all day, they reach a village and sit down to rest. Thaddeus suddenly spots Isabel sitting with her companions. At that moment, Bourmont and the minister arrive at the same village with their soldiers and capture Fabius. Not only that, they also kill his pet bird, preventing it from delivering the message to the king. Meanwhile, Thaddeus goes to Isabel and demands the compass, but Isabel says it didn't work. Thaddeus tells her that it only works in daylight, but Isabel refuses to give it back because she wants to kill the sorcerer Lizar herself, as he murdered her entire family. Thaddeus then says that their goal is the same, and they should all join forces to defeat Lizar together. But Isabel suddenly attacks Thaddeus, and a fight breaks out between them. During the fight, Thaddeus's servant steals the compass, and they both flee. When they reach Fabius, they discover that the minister and Bourmont have captured him. So Thaddeus escapes with his servant, but the next day he encounters Isabel again. She asks for the compass back, but Thaddeus tells her that the soldiers have imprisoned his brother. Hearing this, Isabel changes her mind, and they all set out to steal the sword hidden inside the labyrinth to rescue Fabius. They reach a cave where an inscription on the wall reads, "The one who brought you here will open its door." Isabel touches the compass to the cave wall, and suddenly the entrance to the labyrinth opens. As soon as the three enter, a massive monster with the head of a buffalo attacks them. Because of it, they get separated and lost in the maze's twisting passages. Thaddeus accidentally reaches a chamber where the magical sword is kept. He pulls it out, and as soon as he does, a spirit appears, trying to tempt him with promises of the throne. But Thaddeus ignores the spirit's words and leaves with the sword. Then he kills the buffalo-headed monster, and the three reunite and exit the labyrinth. Isabel heals their pet bird, which then flies off to deliver the message to the king. Meanwhile, Bourmont and the minister have taken Fabius to Lizar's lair, where they are torturing him mercilessly. Thaddeus and Isabel reach Lizar's lair to rescue Fabius, as tonight is the night when the two moons will align. Isabel shoots down Lizar's soldiers with her arrows and frees Fabius. Then Thaddeus hands the sword to his brother and asks for forgiveness for all his sins. Meanwhile, Lizar has Belladonna imprisoned and is trying to control her through dark magic. At that moment, Fabius and his allies arrive. Fabius first kills Bourmont and the minister. Then Lizar's three witches attack Isabel, trying to restrain her with their spells, but Isabel is prepared. She uses her own magic to destroy all three of them. During this time, Thaddeus tries to free Belladonna, but Lizar appears. He is about to kill Thaddeus when Fabius pierces Lizar through with the magical sword. Lizar's scream echoes through the castle walls, and with it, his darkness vanishes forever. After the battle, everyone happily returns to the castle. There, Belladonna and Fabius are married with great celebration. Thaddeus also finds his true love in Isabel. Thus, the story comes to an end. I'm just a hard-working creator, trying my best, pouring my heart and soul into every video. If you found even a little bit of value or joy in my work, please consider subscribing to my channel. That one small subscription means the world to me and gives me the strength to keep creating. I'd be so grateful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.